One of the most anticipated games of this year has finally released, and boy, did it not disappoint. I'm lochvaness, and today we're going to be taking a deep dive into Fantasy Life: The Girl Who Steals Time, and seeing if it's going to be worth your time and worth your money. So make sure to subscribe and don't forget to like the video. Fantasy Life: A Girl Who Steals Time is a slow life RPG developed and published by Level5 Inc. The game's all about getting a life where you sail to a mysterious ruined island which is guided by a dragon's fossil light. Your mission is to unravel the island's secrets across two timelines, present day and 1,000 years in the past. At its core, you've got 14 unique lives like fishing, cooking, crafting, or battling, which you can easily swap between throughout the game. Plus, you're exploring a massive open world, climbing cliffs, swimming, riding mounts, and shaping your island by building a town and decorating homes and even terraforming the landscape. I'm fairly new to the Fantasy Life world, and I never played the OG 3DS game back in the day, but I did happen to snag it at a retro game store recently, and wow, I instantly fell in love. I've been playing a bit of the original to prep for this one, and needless to say, I have been so hyped for The Girl Who Steals Time. It's by far one of my top games for 2025, and from what I've experienced so far, it's definitely living up to the hype. So without further ado, let's dive in because I'm really excited to share my thoughts with you about this game. The premise of Fantasy Life: A Girl Who Steals Time has you setting sail with Edward, this super passionate archaeologist, and his team, chasing a glowing dragon's fossil, a deserted island with a dark past. You're bouncing between the present and 1,000 years ago to uncover why the island fell apart, with a mysterious girl's message begging you to save the world. The intro to the game is quite lengthy, around like 30 plus minutes, with character customization and just introducing you to the world. There is an option to be able to skip through this or just autoplay the text, but honestly, I love a good story in games, so I am already invested from the start. I really love how dedicated Edward was as an archaeologist. This man literally goes to the extremes. Him and Rem were definitely my favorites so far in the game. The 14 lives system is truly the heart of this game. There are jobs for you that you can switch between. There's combat ones like Paladin, Mercenary, there's gathering ones like an angler or miner, and then there is also crafting ones like cook or a blacksmith. I just love how you can just vibe at your own pace and do what you want. In the OG Fantasy Life, I honestly didn't realize that you can have multiple lives at once, so now after playing this one, I definitely want to go back to the 3DS version and play it over again the right way. Now with this one, hopping between lives sometimes made me forget the story, but that's what makes it fun. You're honestly just adventuring however you feel fits. Let's dive a bit into all of the lives. With the combat lives, once you're in a battle, you can't switch which combat life you're using, so make sure you're ready before you start swinging. This can definitely be a bit tricky if you're like me and not really the best at dodging. So we have the Paladin, which comes equipped with a long sword and a shield. It's a solid choice for beginners, and it's super balanced for defense and offense. With the Mercenary, you wield a massive greatsword, and it's much slower than the long sword, but it hits hard and it feels weighty in a satisfying way. With the Magician, you use a staff to cast spells. It's probably the most versatile of the combat lives, but you're a little bit squishy, so if dodging isn't your strong suit, it can get a little bit rough. Hunter, you get a bow and specialize in long range attacks. It's great for keeping your distance and picking off enemies from afar. Now the gathering lives are all about collecting materials that you're going to use for crafting or selling. A quick heads up, if you move out of the harvesting animation too soon, you will lose your progress that you made, which can be a little bit frustrating. There is also sweet spots which you can hit for extra efficiency. The angler, with your fishing rod, you'll play a simple mini game to catch fish all around the world. This life pairs beautifully with the cook life. With the miner, you will use a pickaxe to gather ores, minerals, and rocks, essentially for anyone who wants to craft weapons, armor, or tools. The woodcutter, you get an axe to chop down trees and gather different types of wood, which are needed for crafting furniture, tools, and many more things. The farmer, this life unlocks later in the story and is one of the two brand new lives introduced into this game. You'll use a hoe to grow and harvest crops. Another life that goes hand in hand with the farmer is the cook life. Now the crafting lives let you create everything from potions to furniture. Each one has its own little mini game, which starts off fun but can get a bit repetitive over time. I kind of wish there was an option to skip them or at least mix things up a bit more. The alchemist, you use a flask to craft potions, charms, and accessories that offer healing buffs and stamina boosts. The cook, you're whipping out your frying pan and cooking dishes that restore health, boost stats, or keep your stamina up. The tailor, you'll use a needle and thread to create stylish outfits that double as armor and give you helpful stat boosts. The carpenter, you'll get a saw, which will turn wood into tools, furniture, and even weapons. This life pairs perfectly with the woodcutter. The blacksmith, you use a hammer to forge weapons, armors, and tools. It's closely tied to the miner life since you'll need a steady supply of materials. And last but not least is the artist. This is the second new life introduced into the game, but as an artist, you'll craft decorative items to cozy up your home and just add a personal touch to your space. I really liked that you had the option to be able to skip the life intros if you didn't want the tutorial or the story behind them. I personally enjoyed going through each of the stories for each life, even though they took a bit of time. Now, the switching lives was really smooth. You could just walk up to a tree and chop it or swap combat styles in a menu, and even crafting things from any crafting bench anywhere. This was nice because sometimes I would get lost or just forget where things were. I started my life as a mercenary. Just smashing stuff with a greatsword is so satisfying. It just made me feel so strong. I will say that I'm worried the crafting minigames are going to become way too repetitive, and while you're leveling up each life, they have their own progression tree where you can increase different stats. Some give you special attacks or being able to find the sweet spot on ores or trees, and even being able to craft an item once and then you don't have to do that mini game anymore. Also gonna find these strangelings, which are people who are turned into objects, and you're going to bring them back to your island and turn them into humans again. And then you can build them homes and add them to your party. And then you can also team up with them and have them fight with you or craft things or even just help you mine or cut trees. They will level up when you go on adventures with them, and it's really nice. It's like having an extra helpful buddy with you. I was quite impressed when I saw there was island customization. This island building and terraforming reminded me so much of Animal Crossing, but with its own unique way. You gather stuff from the past to rebuild your island in the present, setting up houses, decorations, and customizing your place to your liking. I'm picturing tons of freedom to move houses, bridges, ramps, wherever I want, with the help of a robot buddy to help terraform the land. The decorating interface when you're doing it as your character could use some improvement, mainly for just giving us more control on how we place items, but if you use the robot, it makes it a lot easier. I just wish the controls here were a little bit more optimized. Still, I'm really excited to shape my island however I want. It's not my main focus, which is perfect, but I know I'm gonna spend hours making my island just how I want it. Really love that they took some Animal Crossing inspo but made it their own. The world in this game is massive. Like, I'm talking forest, sandy deserts, sparkling beaches, all just bursting with color. This game is absolutely gorgeous. There's honestly never a dull moment. So whether you're helping out town folks with quests or traveling between the past and the present, the time travel twist really makes every spot feel like it's got a story to tell, and I'm so here for it. Exploring feels so free thanks to their new mechanics that they added. Climbing ledges is a game changer. I love not having to hike around a cliff just to get somewhere. And the swimming through the rivers and riding mounts, it's got this like Zelda-like vibe where I feel like I can go anywhere whenever I want. There's always something to keep me hooked, dungeons to raid, secrets to uncover, or new islands to check out. So whether I'm grinding my life skills or stumbling across a hidden treasure, I'm never bored. Some fetch quests though can feel a little bit repetitive, but there's so much for you to see in this game. I'm honestly too busy just adventuring around to really care. The multiplayer in Fantasy Life is straight up just so much fun. You can team up to 4 friends online, and it's such a vibe to just visit their islands or just tackle dungeons together. You can't decorate or mess with anything on your island though, and if someone hasn't unlocked an area, you're kind of stuck and can't explore it as the group. The challenges were awesome. You get an hour to complete them, and if you nail it, you get the chance to face a legendary boss, It's a killer way to level up your life skills super fast, even if it doesn't count towards your life quests. I didn't experience any lag or matchmaking issues with the multiplayer so far, which is a win, and gifting items to friends adds a sweet little social touch as well. There is a game chat, but it seems they have some pretty strict restrictions on what you can say. I tried to say hello and it said this word is prohibited, which that kind of cracked me up. But honestly, the multiplayer just makes this game so much more fun than it already is. The visuals in this game are gorgeous with this playful, cartoony RPG art style that's packed with detail. Every island, character, and random flower just looks lively. The soundtrack really complements the game really well. It's calming when I'm chilling and gathering resources, and then intense when I'm in a battle. The action sounds are also really satisfying and just makes every move feel meaningful. I have been playing this on my Steam Deck and on my PC. And on the Steam Deck, I started out at around 20 to 30 FPS, but I ended up turning off motion blur. I was at a smooth 50 FPS from there. On PC, it's been a steady 60 FPS there, so no complaints. And I also haven't hit any bugs or glitches, which has been amazing. The UI is super intuitive and the controls feel natural, so whether I'm swapping lives, crafting, or exploring, everything just clicks, making it easy to just get lost in the game. This game has got content for days, with the 14 lives to master, endless ways to customize your island, and just a huge open world. You can easily sink around 500 hours into this game. It's the kind of game where you blink and it's suddenly 3 AM. The mix of chill vibes and deep gameplay keeps me coming back for more. It really allows you to play just exactly how you want to. Fantasy Life definitely shines in the wide range of things you can do, the creativity, the story, and the multiplayer. For me, it draws a little bit short in the mini games just due to them being extremely repetitive after a while, and the decorating can be a tad bit smoother. Overall, I am obsessed with Fantasy Life, The Girl Who Steals Time. I have been playing this game non-stop, and it's hands down one of my favorite games this month. It's got everything that I love, a chill yet epic RPG vibe with tons of places to explore and so much creativity. If you're into slow life RPGs, crafting, decorating, or just want a big world to get lost in, this game is definitely for you. At $60, it is a bit pricey and I'm not thrilled about that price, but man, it is so worth every penny. The main story has got over 40 hours of content, and if you're going for 100% completion, you can easily sink in hundreds of hours in this. They had a new adventures pack with its pre-order bonuses, which was a nice touch, but the game's so packed that you don't really need it. So I'm definitely gonna give Fantasy Life a solid 4.5 out of 5. It's not perfect, but it's been consuming my entire life and I'm not mad about it. So drop your thoughts on Fantasy Life in the comments down below. What is your favorite thing about the game? I hope that you found this video helpful and it gave you some advice on whether Fantasy Life is your vibe or if it's not. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe for more cozy gaming reviews, and until next time, so happy gaming.